Okay, so I would like to welcome all of you to the Food for Diabetes Masterclass. Okay, now today we're going to be learning the clinically approved and the most effective means to manage your diabetes. All right, simply by utilizing the power of food so that you can rely less on your medications. All right. Now, why should you stick around? Today would mark a new day for your health and for your life. I'm going to be explaining how your body works right now as a diabetic patient. It's usually not the same as that of a regular person, okay? So I'm going to be explaining the differences. I'm also going to be talking about why your drugs are not the best way for you to manage your diabetes and what is, okay? And we are going to answer the questions such as, does diabetes have a cure? Am I stuck with this forever? What can I do? And also how you can heal your system through dieting so that you can depend less on medications, okay? And I'm also going to be talking about the clinically approved and the most effective way for you to manage your diabetes using food. And I also have a free gift for you at the end of this webinar, all right? So let's move on. This class is going to last only 90 minutes. So I started at 7 p.m. and I am going to conclude at 8:30. All right. Now, in this 90 minutes, my goal is to get you to believe that your diet is the answer to managing diabetes efficiently without having to go through side effects. Okay. And I'm going to show you my framework that would make it very simple for you to achieve that result. All right. Now, I'm sure that for some of you, this is actually not your first webinar, or this is not your first session on diabetes. The first thing I want you to know is that if you have failed at being at your best health, or if you have failed at managing your diabetes in the past, then it's really not your fault, because there is a lot of information out there. All right, there really is. And it can be very, very confusing. And it can also cause information overload. Okay, you have different news, different information from Facebook, from YouTube, from WhatsApp, keeping you from success because it's one new thing that doesn't work after the other. Okay, the answer to mankind's problem is not new. Okay, simple things like food can really help you in ways that you never thought that it could help you. Okay, so if you have been concerned in the past that you can never get better without having to depend solely on your medications, I want you to put all of those fears to rest, because you can't do this. You just need the right person to explain things to you. So the big corporations and pharmaceutical companies, people may want you to believe that you need to depend just on your medications every single day if you don't want to die from diabetes. But I'm here to tell you that that is a wrong information. Now, they have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's just not true. Okay? So if you have ever thought that some of these corporations want you to remain sick, then you're probably right, because they don't benefit from you being well and active. Okay? They make billions selling medications that would relieve you in the short term, but with consistent use, actually weakens your immune system, reduces your quality of life, and would actually make you start seeking options again and again. All right. Now, let's not even get started with experts on social media who mix up all manner of herbs and solutions and state that it can help you without any scientific backup or clinical approval, okay, showing that this product meet your needs. Some of them don't even know the content of their products. Okay, I'm saying this because these are some of the experiences that some of you may have. Okay, now I really want to see you succeed. So that's why I'm going to be explaining truly what diabetes is in this class. And the answer to it is simply your diet. Okay, you must have heard that food is the best medicine, because it actually is. All right, so we are here to learn how you can truly make your health better, so that you can stay alive. You don't have to die via diabetes. You can see your children, your grandchildren grow up. You can be here, eat the fruit of your labor, minimize your pain, get some relief, and not, be grounding in pain all the time, okay? And not also cut your life short, all right? So I want to show you how you can make that happen through this webinar using something as simple and as common as your food. All right. So let's get into it. Who am I? My name is Rita. So I am a medical student. I am currently in year 3. I am also a wellness consultant. Now, my job as a wellness consultant is to simply explain how your body works and give you the best lifestyle and dietary recommendations moving forward. So I do not prescribe medications until I get my license as a medical doctor, which I am in training for. Okay. Now, I am also your host for today. My dad was a hypertensive patient for over 20 years, and he eventually suffered a stroke for the past 2 years. That was in 2020 up until 2022. And it left him partially paralyzed. I actually came home from medical school one day for Christmas, actually, in 2020, and I found out that my dad was partially paralyzed, okay? So diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, they are quite common in my family, like in many Nigerian households. I mean, you probably know 1 or 2 people that are hypertensive or, that have diabetes, right? So in my dad's words, when I asked him, how come you still suffer the stroke despite being on medications almost every day? He will keep his anti-hypertensive drugs on his table every day, and he drinks it every single day. So I was very confused. Why did you still suffer a stroke when you have these medications to help you? And he told me that his drugs were blood thinning. The laxatives kept him tired, kept him obese, and almost immobile. Okay. And my aunt as well, from my mom's side, actually died of diabetes. So I really wanted to help my dad as a hypertensive patient. And I have worked with so many hypertensive patients in the past. But what I figured out is managing high blood pressure and diabetes are kind of simultaneous. Okay, it's almost the same thing. All right. So this is simply my life's calling. What I'm going to be sharing with you today are my findings from research, researching extensively, about diabetes, what causes it, and also how you can help yourself. All right. So the first question I have for you, this is majorly going to be an interactive session. Okay. So the first question I have for you is, do you believe that diabetes has a cure? Do you believe that there is something that you can do today that would flush diabetes out of your entire system? Either if it's a product or if it's a herbal solution or anything, do you believe that diabetes has a cure? Do you believe that there is something that you can do today, okay, that would flush diabetes thoroughly out of your system? I would like to hear your comments in the chat. Okay. Someone says, I believe so. Sanusi says, somewhat. Pat says, I don't. Okay. All right. Now, I honestly don't want to be, as a medical student, I am trained to give people hope. Okay, I am trained to give people hope. That's kind of like that's the basis of medicine, right? To save your life. But I also don't want to be a buzzkill by telling you that diabetes has no cure. Okay, now if you are not yet in full-blown diabetes, if you are still a pre-diabetic patient, then you can certainly recover. That is, you can recover in such a way that you would live the rest of your life without ever being regarded as a diabetic patient, or without taking a medication, right? But if you are in an advanced form of diabetes, I'm talking about type 2 diabetes right now, there is no cure for type 2 diabetes. Okay. Now, why do we say that? Medically, there is no cure for diabetes. You can either manage your diabetes or you die. Now, death, of course, is not an option, right? So we have to think of ways that we can manage our diabetes. All right. Now, what is the best way to manage it? In order to answer this question of what is the best way to manage it when you are in full-blown type 2 diabetes, I'm talking about people that have like amputations, all right, people that deal with like foot ulcer due to diabetes, right? People that deal with neuropathy. Okay, when you are in full-blown diabetes, there is nothing you can do or there is nothing you can take that would flush diabetes out of your system. Okay, and I'm going to be explaining why medicine says so. All right, but if you're in pre-diabetes, you're not there yet, you're almost there, certainly. certainly there is a 100% cure for that. You can live your life, up to 100 years old without ever being regarded as a diabetic patient, okay? So in order for us to discover how best we can manage this type 2 diabetes, we have to understand what it is all about, all right? Now, what is diabetes and how do we get it? The first thing is we have type 1, which is 5 to 10% of all diabetic cases in the world today. So this is an autoimmune disorder, okay? It's in people's genes, sometimes also due to environmental factors. And for the most part, it's children that suffer most from type 1 diabetes, okay? Now, type 2 diabetes, yes, it can be in your genes too. So if my mom has diabetes, chances are that I may also be a diabetic patient, right? And if my grandma or, my ancestors also suffered with diabetes, chances are that I also would be a diabetic patient. But your genetics is never the sole reason why anyone would be a diabetic patient. Yes, it's just like you want to shoot a gun, right? You have to load it with the bullets first, right? Before you then shoot, before you then pull the trigger, right? So when it comes to people that have it in their genes is like the bullets. But what is going to pull the trigger is their diet and their lifestyle choices, okay? So family history, yes, it can definitely play a part, but 90% of the time, it is simply due to lifestyle choices. So people who are obese, people who lack physical activity, people who don't eat right, people who are advanced in age. Also, Black people suffer from diabetes more than white people, okay? Also, things like having a poor metabolism, oxidative stress, okay? That is simply what diabetes is all about, okay? Simply lifestyle choices, all right? Now, all these lifestyle choices result in something that we term as insulin resistance. Now, what exactly is this insulin resistance? This is very, very important that you understand what this is all about, because this is where the answer to your problem lies, okay? Now, when you eat starchy foods, when you eat foods that are high in carbohydrates, and you also eat plenty of sugar over a period of time, okay, your body, your pancreas, this yellowish organ here, if you can see my blue pointer, its job is to release insulin, take that sugar out of the blood because it's not supposed to be there, and put it into your muscles, your cells, so that you can use it for energy. That's how you are able to move around. Okay, that's how you're able to run, do different things because of the energy that you are getting from your food, right? So insulin is a detoxifier hormone. If you are eating so much carbohydrates, then your body will produce more insulin so that it can manage that carbohydrates, turn it into glucose, take that glucose out of your blood because it's not supposed to be there. If excess glucose is in your blood, then it can cause serious damage to your health. Also, glucose is very, very regulated in your body system. If you have too much, it can kill you. If you have too little, it can also kill you. So your body is very, very magnificent at regulating your blood sugar. Now, you only need 1 teaspoon of sugar per blood volume. But the average person, the average Nigerian person has 31 teaspoons of sugar per blood volume, okay? So this is what a normal person should have, right? And this is the average, an average person's blood sugar level times 31 of that. So what do you expect? You expect your body to release more insulin, right? So that it can take that sugar out of the blood, take it into your cells, do something else with it, right? Because it's not supposed to be there. Now, when you have had enough glucose for the day, your cells are going to shut down. Your cells are simply going to say, hey, we have had enough glucose for today. Like, don't give us any more glucose. We have enough energy for today. Give that glucose to somebody else. And that somebody else is the liver. Now, if you are very particular about your health, you should know that your liver is such an important organ. Okay, I can see something in the chat. Kizito says she can't hear me. Can anyone hear me? I hope that's I have not been talking to myself since. Hello? Okay, so you couldn't hear me before? Do you need me to repeat? Oh, no. Okay, please, if at any point you cannot hear me, please just let me know, okay? All right, so I was explaining that the average person has 31 times the normal sugar that an average person is supposed to have, okay? Or that a normal person is supposed to have. So what your body does is that it's going to release more insulin, okay? Tell insulin, please get out, unmute my audio. I am unmuted. I'm sorry for stopping and starting again, but I really, really want to be sure that you can hear me. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So an average person has 31 times the normal, sugar that the person is supposed to have. Okay. Now your body is going to release more and more and more insulin, but at some point, your body cells, your muscle cells are going to say, hey, we have had enough for today. We don't need any more glucose. And your body is thinking, okay, if you're not going to take the glucose, we have to give it to the liver, right? And your liver is the only thing that can take that glucose aside your cells and your muscles, okay? But your liver also has an extent that it can take, all right? If you overwork your liver, then you are going to unlock so many other health challenges, okay? So your liver itself also has to protect itself. So what happens is your blood, that sugar just remains in your blood, which is very, very bad. If you ever take sugar and you put it on your palm and then you rub your palm together, you expect that your palm will get very stiff, right? That's also what happens in your blood vessel. You can see all these sugar molecules just lying there in your blood vessel, okay? Now, your blood vessel itself is very elastic so that it can push blood, right? So this sugar being in the blood, just staying there, not being able to go anywhere else, is going to reduce the amount of blood flow and oxygen, which would increase blood pressure and damage the blood vessels. All right, so this is the blood vessel of a regular person. You can see it's clear, no sugar no sugar in the linings of the blood vessel. But you can see the blood vessel here of a diabetic patient. You can see so many blood sugar molecules, all right? And this is going to make things very difficult for blood to pass through. And if blood is unable to pass through as easily as it should, it's going to increase blood pressure. And blood cannot get to the places that it's supposed to get to. Okay, so that's why we say that as a diabetic patient, you are at risk for stroke. This is simply the reason why. Lack of blood flow. Okay, the same thing is with a heart attack as well, because blood sugar can damage your nerves as well, and your blood vessels that are leading to the heart make things very stiff when it's not supposed to be stiff. The sugar is not supposed to be there. It's limiting your blood flow to the heart. And when it's limiting blood flow, it's also limiting oxygen. All right. If you are not having enough blood, you are not having enough oxygen as well. Okay. Now, this obstruction of blood flow also happens to your kidney as well, lack of blood flow to your kidney as well. Okay. Now, this is the sole reason why so many diabetic patients have vision problems and also have amputations, simply because of lack of blood flow to certain areas of the body. All right. And if blood is also not flowing, no oxygen as well as no nutrients for healing. Okay. That's the sole reason why so many people or so many diabetic patients have amputations. Okay. So that's the concept of insulin resistance. You have so much blood glucose. Your cells don't want the blood glucose. Neither does your liver. In fact, your liver is already overworked. Okay. And there is nothing else that your body can do. All right. It's simply going to leave that sugar in the blood, and the insulin, your body is just releasing insulin, package the blood sugar, but it can't go anywhere. So your blood sugar is high, your insulin is also high. All right. So how do we manage this? Because we need to manage this ASAP, like as soon as possible. If not, it's going to result to death. So what medicine is going to do for you now is they are going to give you a medication. You can force your body, open up those fats and muscle cells, force your body to take in the glucose that it's not able to take on its own. Okay, that's simply what your medications do for you. Your body cannot do something, your medications force it to do something. Okay, now, when you force your body to do something, you have to be prepared to face the consequences of that force. Okay, you forcing your body to take in glucose, okay, and make it do what is incapable of doing leads to side effects from medications, which many of you that are on medication suffer from today. All right, because you are not supposed to be taking medications every day. What happens is that as your body is trying to force this glucose into your liver, into your cells, into your fat cells, what happens is that it's going to start reducing your life's quality. Okay, because it's just like you take a horse to, they say that if you take a horse to the river, you cannot force it to drink water, right? It's just like somebody forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. You're going to be grumpy, right? You're going to say, don't make me do what I don't want to do. Okay, so your body itself is going to sort of dis-ease itself. Okay, your body is not going to be at ease. It's going to start showing more symptoms. That is simply what we regard as side effects from medication. So that is the price that you have to pay, okay, for forcing your body to do what your body is not supposed to do. All right. So your medications actually help you. All right. So they would help you prevent this microvessel disease. They would help you reduce your chances of kidney failure, of liver failure, of blindness. They would also reduce your chances of getting amputated or neuropathy. All right. So as they're trying to help you, which they do help you, okay, the only problem is you are forcing your body to do what your body doesn't want to do, leading to a poorer quality of life. Now, the other thing with your medications is that it just focuses on that blood glucose, that blood sugar. All right. Your medication's job is to simply get this blood sugar out of your system. Okay. But remember, I said that diabetes, which is as a result of insulin resistance, is because of two things: blood sugar and also high insulin. Okay. Now, before somebody is fully diagnosed of diabetes, that person has been suffering from insulin resistance for at least 10 to 20 good years. Now, some of you may say, I've been eating the same thing over and over again since I was a baby, since I was small. I've been eating eba, I've been eating rice, bread. Why is it now that I am a diabetic patient? Okay. The simple reason is because of insulin, because you have been eating improperly for the past 2 decades. Your insulin is now 100 times more than it's supposed to secrete. So your medications would help you with that blood glucose. But what helps your insulin? Nobody ever thinks about, okay, what happens to the insulin? Okay, your medications don't do anything to your insulin. Your insulin is still high. It's still overworking itself. It's still being secreted. Okay, and that's simply what we term as insulin resistance. Okay, now because we don't focus on insulin resistance, we can be diabetic and would still have belly fat. We can be a diabetic patient, we are on medications and we are still obese. We can have diabetes, we are on medications and we still have heart disease. We can be diabetic patients on medications and we still have high blood pressure. We are diabetic patients on medications and we are still suffering from stroke and dementia and all of these other things that come with being poor, or should I say, having a poor metabolism. Why? Because your medications are just focusing on your blood glucose. Your medications are not supposed to be there, but because you can't help yourself anymore, it has to force your body to take in that glucose. But what about the insulin? The insulin is still high. For the past 20 years, your insulin keeps doubling and doubling and doubling because it's confused. Why are you no longer taking your blood sugar as you are supposed to? So your body is like in survival mode. Release more insulin, release, release, release. But where does it go? You don't do anything about it. Now, the question we should be asking is, okay, if my drugs don't treat insulin, what does? How can you simply get rid of that insulin? Is to undo the adaptation. Do you know that your body has a sort of adaptive physiology? Let's take, for instance, if you go out in the sun a lot, you will turn very dark, right? And then you say that somebody has been out in the sun for a very long time and they are darker than they are supposed to be. Why? Because their body has adapted to the excess sun, bringing out more melanin to protect the body from the harmful rays of the sun. That's adaptive physiology. I saw a video on Instagram where somebody was frying puff puff in hot oil and he was able to dip his hand, wash his hand inside hot oil. Why? First of all, it's because of the batter of the puff puff, but also because he has been doing that for a very long time. So his fingers have already developed calluses that would prevent him from getting hurt or feeling the effect of that hot oil. Okay, it's just like people in the US, okay, they are able to adapt to cold more because they are in the winter seasons more often than us here in Nigeria. So when you travel abroad, small cold will hit you and you're already shivering. Okay, they wouldn't need as much covering as you would, okay, because you are not used to it. Your body is not used to it. So your body right now as a diabetic patient has adapted to excess sugar, excess carbohydrates. And in order for you to reverse that insulin that your blood, that your medications are not helping you with, okay, you have to undo that adaptation. You have to reverse whatever it is that you have been doing wrong before so that your body would not require that much insulin to manage your blood sugar. All right. Now, what does it mean for you to undo that adaptation? Now, you have to reduce your fructose, okay? Fructose is things that are found in like sweets, you know, sweets that children take, candy, honey, okay? That is fructose. The next thing is you need to reduce your sugar, all right? You also need to reduce your processed foods. You also need to reduce how often you eat, all right? Remember that even though you have been eating the same eba, rice, potato, yam since you were born, okay, it's piling up, right? So if you want to reduce your insulin, start reducing how frequently you eat so that you can give your body enough time to deal with the carbohydrates that it has already stored, all right? So reduce how frequently you eat and also reduce your carbohydrates, all right? Now, I know that you are thinking, like I've already said, I have cut down my carbohydrates. Rita, okay, I know carbohydrates are bad for me. Starchy foods are not good for me. I should reduce my sugar. Okay, I should reduce sweet things. All right, I have already done that, but I am still the same. Now, there are 4 secrets to a diabetic patient that many people fail to realize. Okay, now here are the 4 secrets. Number 1 is not just a low carb food. You also need to reduce your sugar, all right? Now, when you've done those 2 things, reduce, or should I say, take foods that are high in what we call glycemic index, okay? Now, when you are eating low carbohydrates, you are low on energy, okay? Now, you need to replace that low energy with something else, and we say that is fat, okay? Because there are 3 macronutrients. All right, you have your fats, you have your protein, and you have your carbohydrates. Now, if you are low on carbohydrates, you need to move. That's why some of you, when you don't eat carbohydrates as you are supposed to, you find out that you are low on energy, that you are weak. So if as a diabetic patient, you have to reduce your carbohydrates, then you also have to find a way to increase your fats so that your body can burn that fat as your glucose, okay? Now, low carb diets with low protein, low fats. Or you can have a low carb, low protein, high fats. Or you can have low carbohydrates, high protein, and high fat, which is the best diet for a diabetic patient. So it's not just about, Rita, I have cut down my rice, I've cut down my potato, I've cut down my yam, I'm no longer eating bread. All these things. Increase your protein, and most importantly, increase your fats. That's the way to go about a diabetic meal or a diabetic diet. Okay. Now I know that you're also thinking, all right, I understand. I don't just need to lower my carbohydrates. I need to increase my protein and increase my fats. But I don't know any protein or healthy fat foods that I can eat. Okay. So now, here are my 10 best protein and healthy fat foods that you can eat, including your fruits. Okay. So here is a part that you may want to take a screenshot if you need to. Okay. So number 10 on our list is berries. Now, one of the tricky things about carbohydrates and sugar is that it's very addictive, right? So sometimes when you eat foods that are high in carbohydrates or starchy foods or foods that are high in sugar, you find out that you're actually craving more, right? So instead of, when you get that sensation of hunger, okay, what you have to do is to take things like berries, grapefruit, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. Use that as your snack instead of, taking in more carbohydrates. Okay. Now, after that, you need to take in leafy vegetables. Okay. Now, leafy vegetables like lettuce, like spinach as well. Okay. Now, also non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, like celery, like Brussels sprouts, cabbages as well. Okay. Now, increase your healthy fats, such as your extra virgin olive oil and your coconut oil. Okay. Also, eat things like olives and avocados. Very, very good for you. Okay. Now, your nuts as well, like your walnuts, your macadamia nuts, those are also very good for you. Now, number 3 on the list is your seeds. You have your flax seeds, your pumpkin seeds, your chia seeds, your chickpeas. Okay. Those are also very good for you. Then number 2, increase your eggs and your dairy. Okay. Now, when you're eating the eggs, people have this misconception that your egg yolk has a lot of cholesterol. It's not true. Okay. It's not true. Eggs are the most nutritious foods on this earth. It's like nature's free giving multivitamin to you. Okay. So please eat your eggs. Okay. And also your dairy products as well. All right. So things like sour cream, things like high fat yogurt as well. Okay. And then you need to increase your meat, your fish, your poultry, and your organs, or you need to eat these moderately. All right. Now, I have this quote from Mrs. Linda Okoji. She says, I am a highly insulin resistant type 2 diabetic. I only eat avocados, olives, organic strawberries when they are in season. Any other fruit send my glucose levels soaring. Eliminating fruits, high-carb vegetables, and starchy foods has permitted me to lose weight and come off insulin injections. I am proof that severe insulin resistance can be improved through diabetic changes. Okay, now let's move on. Rita, thank you so much for the list, but I'm not used to eating all of these foods, right? I am a local Nigerian man or woman. These foods, they're so scanty. Will this even fill me up? Okay. Also, we have a problem because many of these foods that I mentioned are not readily found in Nigeria. I mean, is it every day that you see blackberries? Is it every day that you see spinach? Is it every day that you see Brussels sprouts? Some people don't even know what Brussels sprouts are. Where are you going to find the olives? Where are you going to find macadamia nuts? What about pumpkin seeds? What about flax seeds? What about chia seeds? Okay, so I know that you are thinking all of these things. I'm not used to eating all of this. I'm going to faint. If you tell me to eat this kind of diet, I'm not used to it. It's too scanty for me. Okay, also, I work a 9-to-5 job. My age, my environment, I'm not going to find the food. I don't have time. Neither do I have energy. Someone says food for the rich. Exactly. Food for the rich, right? I don't have the energy to go and look for these foods. Okay. So I have a solution for you. I didn't say that you should not eat carbohydrates at all. What I said was low carb, high protein, high fat. And remember, I also mentioned that you should reduce how frequently you eat. Okay. So your carbohydrate foods, yes, they are the regular things that you see every day. In fact, Nigerian, what I'm telling you to do is the complete opposite of Nigerian food, right? Because our foods are majorly carbohydrates and fry, starchy foods. That's all we know how to eat, right? So what you have to do now is minimize it. Minimize it to the barest minimum that you can ever minimize it. And then use this list that I have given you to supplement the other ones. Okay. Anytime that you feel hungry, try and get some berries that you can chew instead of going for more starchy foods or more carbohydrate foods. Okay. Now let's move on. So create a meal plan and then get everything you need in under 30 seconds. Now let me explain this further. Like I said, minimize your carbs, add more protein and fats using the list I have given you. Okay. Use your berries, use your nuts, use your avocados as your snacks. Okay. And for those of you who would say, okay, I will do that. I will lower my carbohydrates. I will try to add the protein that I can see around as much as I can. Okay. But I cannot get it all. Okay. Which is very, very true. Some of you, the major reason that people find it difficult to fix their lives using food is because of external factors. They don't have the resources, they don't have the time, they don't have the energy to find those foods. Okay, so what do you need to do? You need to get them in supplemented form. All right. Now, your vitamins and minerals that are gotten from your carbohydrates and your protein, your healthy fats that I said, that would supplement as you are on low carbohydrates. You need fats, you need healthy fats, okay, to help your body burn it as fuel to give you energy so that you are not weak all the time and you are not hungry all the time. Okay, your fats would satiate you more. They will make you feel less hungry than carbohydrates. Okay, and then your antioxidants, which is the secret to fruits and vegetables. They are simply antioxidants. That's why we are advised to eat them most of the time. Okay, why? Because they contain antioxidants. Okay, now the work of these antioxidants is to give our body like a sort of reset. Okay, to help our body reset everything that our body needs. Okay, for proper function, so that insulin can come down, that blood glucose can come down as well, so that you don't have to force your body to do what it's supposed to do using your medications. All right. Now, all these things I'm saying, are they actually researched? You know, is it something that is backed up by science? Yes. Okay. So the Journal of Food and Nutrition Research in 2017 said that they demonstrated that supplementation of astaxanthin, I will let you know what that is, healthy omega-3 fats and multivitamin improved glucose metabolism and reduced insulin resistance in overweight and obese individuals. Now, somebody is going to say, I'm not obese, I'm not overweight. How do you know? It's not only somebody that is 300 pounds that is obese or somebody that is 300 pounds that is overweight. Go and check your BMI, okay, to know, because many of us are overweight without even knowing it, especially if you have pot belly, that your trouser cannot even, zip to the top. Please go and check your BMI to know truly if I am obese for my age and for my BMI, my class of BMI, and also know if you are overweight. That is what is going to tell. It's not just by sight, just by looking at somebody that you say, oh, this person is fat, or this person is obese, this person is overweight. No, go and check. Okay. So the Journal of Food and Nutrition Research said that supplementation of these foods, because they know very well that eating right is not easy. Okay. And so many regions of the world have many different classes of foods. And it's very unfortunate that in Nigeria, we don't have a lot of good food. Okay. What we have is majorly starchy foods, carbohydrates, okay, foods that are high in bad fats, and the opposite is very, very scarce. All right. So I have a question for you. If you follow what I shared with you in Secret 1, utilize this new way of managing your diabetes if you are already in full-blown diabetes. Okay. Remember, I said that this is a condition that has taken 10 to 20 years to develop. You did not develop diabetes overnight. Nobody does. Okay. So when people say that you have been eating rice, eba, potato, yam, and it's just 10 years ago that you were diagnosed, it's not true. Okay. That's something that has been building up, and eventually you broke your body's capacity to go any further. Okay. Your cells are now insulin resistant. Okay. So if you follow what I shared with you in Secret 1, instead of forcing your body to do what it cannot do using medications, why not just undo the adaptation? Why not just reverse what you did not do right before? And you know, the beautiful thing is, if it takes you 10 to 20 years to develop diabetes, it will take you less time to reverse it. That's the beautiful truth about your body system. If you can give your body exactly what it needs to work and work well. Okay, so that's the good news that I have for you. All right, so if you actually utilize this new way, low carbohydrates, high protein, and high fats, okay, and if you know that you cannot get it all, then supplement them. Okay, now you follow what I shared with you in Secret 2, not just focusing on lowering your carbohydrates and your starchy foods like many of you are. Many of you are on such strict diets that it's not even healthy for you anymore. You've cut down on so many foods. Okay, instead of just cutting, why not increase your protein and high fats too? All right, then you shared what I shared, then you follow what I shared with you in Secret 3 by creating a meal plan for yourself. Okay, so you cut down on your carbohydrates, you increase your protein and your fats using that list, the free list I have already shared with you. Okay, you create a sort of meal plan for yourself. Also, reduce how much you eat. As a diabetic patient, I won't advise that you eat 3 times a day. 1 to 2 times is enough for you to eat. Okay, now the reason I'm saying that is you need to reduce how frequently you eat your meals as well if you really want to help yourself. Okay, and then for the things that you are unable to get because you are working 9 to 5, you are not a rich man or a rich woman, you cannot get all of this macadamia seeds and all of these foreign foods that I'm saying, supplement them instead. Okay, and with your supplements, if you have a good complete supplement that is naturally sourced, that is clinically approved, then in 30 seconds a day, you have succeeded at managing your diabetes properly without adverse side effects, and you are one step closer to getting rid of your medications. All right, so let me ask you a question. With all of these things that I have shared, if you follow them, do you think that this is going to work for you? I would love to see your comments in the chat. So you follow what I shared with you in Secret 1. First, start by your food. Now, that's not to say that your things like exercise are not important, or things like managing your stress is not important. Okay, very, very important. But where are you going to get the energy to exercise if you're not eating right? Okay, where are you going to get that energy from? Don't you know that it's also your food that would also determine your stress level as well, and the nutrients that you get? Okay, so food is the number one thing that you should focus on. Other things would fall in place. Okay, so utilize the food parts. All right, the secret to reversing diabetes is not new. Okay, when they say food is the best medicine, they actually meant it. All right, so focus on lowering your carbs, but not just that, increase your protein, increase your fats. Okay, then as you are doing that, if you can follow the meal plan I gave you, the list I shared with you for your protein and your fats, get them. Okay, and if you are unable to, supplement them. All right, so do you think that this is going to work for you if you do all these things that I have mentioned? Oh, wonderful. Someone says, I believe it will work because I am on it. It's actually working for me already. So I'm very glad that we have at least someone here with live proof for us. Okay, so any other person, I would love to see your comments in the chat. Other people don't believe it's going to work. Some people have hope. Some people have hope. Other people certainly believe that it can. Okay. Okay. Mr. Kehinde, please, can you reserve that question till the end of the class? Okay. I will take questions, certainly. Okay. Would this food work for me? Should I eat this? Should I eat that? I know. I will get to all of that at the end. Okay. So let me ask you another question. Are you excited about what you're learning about? How many of you are happy? Exactly. Chiosa or Luca just said something very, very, very important. It works, but one has to be consistent. Definitely, because we were consistent before. You have been very, very consistent in eating your eba, rice, potato, all these things without looking back. So you also have to be consistent in eating the right things now. Okay? Because we've been enjoying our lives since, right? Nobody knew that, okay, we'd land here today, right? We have been very consistent in doing the wrong things. So now we have to be consistent in doing the right things if we want to get better, if we don't want to die from this, right? Okay, so many people said that they are excited. All right, now let me ask you another question. How many of you are overwhelmed? How many of you feel like I talked too fast, maybe, or this is just so much medical grammar, I don't understand what is going on? Is anybody overwhelmed? Does anybody feel like this is too much for you in 48 in 48 minutes of me talking? Do you feel like you understand the concept, or this is just overwhelming you? Okay, no, it's not so much. All right. Now I see so many comments saying, I am excited, but getting these foods are quite challenging. It's quite challenging to get those kind of foods. Definitely, I understand. Okay. Especially as a Nigerian, we are not gifted with all of those kind of foods. Okay. That's why I'm giving you an option to supplement it, because you can. All right. So that you don't lose out on anything, especially supplements that are very, very natural. I mean, supplements that are actually gotten from plants itself, not the ones that contain artificials and colorants and preservatives to keep them for a longer shelf life. The longer the shelf life, the lower your amount of years on this earth. Okay, so please, if we are going to supplement them, natural, clinically approved supplements are the best way to go. Now, it's very much impossible for me to show you everything that you need to get results in a 90 minutes presentation. But I have tried my best to cover the concept of diabetes, how you get it, how to reverse it, which is just undoing what you have done. All right. Undo that adaptation. All right. So I have tried my best to cover as much as possible. Okay. Now I have created a very special package for those of you who want to move forward, and for those of you that really want to implement this new way of managing your diabetes better, okay, without having to solely depend on your medications. All right. So is it okay if I spend the next 30 minutes going over this very special offer I have created to help you manage your diabetes more efficiently? So please let me know if I have your permission. If you don't want to know, then we can end this class right here, because I have done justice. So I only move forward with your permission. Would you like me to spend the remaining time that we have left to go over a very special package I have created to help you manage your diabetes more efficiently? So I cannot move forward if you don't want me to move forward. Okay, it's only with your permission that I continue. If not, I have given you the secrets. Okay, I really, really have. Not just cutting down your food, increase your protein and high fats. And I've given you the best 10 protein and high fat foods that you can ever get. All right. Okay. Thank you for giving me the permission to move forward. Now, it's challenging for you to get all those foods. So I have taken my time to find a very, very good naturally sourced, and clinically approved supplements to help you as you are cutting down and removing all those foods that are not good for your health. And as you are trying to get in the new ones, I know that it can be a bit challenging. Okay, so I have found a very nice supplement that can help you. Okay, and I also created a 1 month meal plan for you, coupled with intermittent fasting. Okay, so that I will teach you how you can get your local foods. Okay, because we do have high fat foods, high fat protein foods in Nigeria. Okay, I will tell you the portions that you should take for your carbohydrates, for your proteins, and for your high fats, and within what periods is best for you to fast and for you to break your fasts. Okay, and as you are modifying your diet, you have your supplements on the other hand, so that any day that you are unable to get all of your foods completely, you are at peace. Okay, so you can get everything that you need as well. All right, so let me play this video. Let me tell you the content of this supplement. Okay. All right, 1 multivitamin and 1 mineral. So that's what you get, 22 of your essential vitamins and minerals. Okay. Now, the point of this is, as a diabetic patient, you suffer from some symptoms already. Okay. Things like urinating frequently, being hungry all the time, frequent headaches as well. Some people experience that, body aches, etc., etc. The reason you are suffering from all of those things is because of lack of nutrients. Some of you are not really down. Some of you are just nutritionally deficient. Okay, so now you have a multivitamin and mineral here that contains every vitamin and mineral essentially that you need to take from your diet. Your body would produce the other ones so far as you have the essential ones. Okay, so here you have your essential vitamins and minerals in just one capsule. You are done, so that you don't have to pop so many supplements of calcium, vitamin C, vitamin D, magnesium, etc., etc., etc. Just get all of your essential vitamins in one capsule. All right, so let's move forward. Now, this is very important, astaxanthin, okay? Remember, we read a piece of the Journal of Food and Nutrition Research that says that supplementation of astaxanthin, omega-3, and your vitamins and minerals can help your glucose metabolism, okay? If you want me to go back to it, this is it right here, all right? So this journal in 2017 did a research on food and nutrition, and they found out that supplementing your astaxanthin, omega-3, and multivitamins reduces insulin resistance. Now, as a diabetic patient, we have already discovered that the problem is from two things: your sugar and your insulin that is never going down, right? The work of your fruits and vegetables is to control that insulin, because something is not right somewhere for your medications to be controlling your glucose and your insulin is still high. You need to bring that insulin down. If not, you would never recover, even being on medications. All right. So that is the work of something like astaxanthin. Okay. For your insulin to be so high without coming down, we simply termed that as oxidative stress, or having a poor metabolism. That's what you do to your body when you are not eating properly. The bad guys take over. Okay, if I should say it in a way that everyone will understand, the bad guys take over. Okay, and it leads to development of things like cancer, things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high insulin. Now, what is going to tackle that is something like astaxanthin, which can be found in fruits like your bilberry, your blackberry, etc., which is not very easy for you to find fresh ones in Nigeria. So you have a very, very good supplement here, this astaxanthin, to help supplement for the lack of that blueberry, blackberry that you need to help to bring down that insulin. Okay, so what I'm saying right now is very, very important, because it's you have to understand it, okay, if you need to use it, so that you won't give up easily without understanding what is really going on in your system. All right. So this is the major thing. Okay. This is the major thing. If you ask me, this is like the secret ingredients, this astaxanthin. All right. And it's very good because here you have it in its purest form, directly gotten from the bilberry, the blueberry, etc. All right. Now, after that, what we have next is our omega-3 fats, okay, to help our cells. Remember, I said that our cells are sort of weak. They are no longer taking in that glucose. They are no longer taking in what they are supposed to take in. So these omega-3 fats, they are healthy fats. They will serve as burning for your fuel while you are low on carbohydrates, okay? And they would also help to build new cells, build new muscles that can respond to insulin, okay, so that your insulin levels can reduce as well. All right. So with your meal plan and your supplements, you are like, without your supplements, you can definitely make progress for sure. But with the supplements, you are like 10 times accelerating in the right direction as opposed to somebody who doesn't have them. All right. So with this, you will be able to boost your immune system without stress of dieting extensively. All right. Am I frozen? Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen. Can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello? Okay. So you are accelerating your results 10 times because all those foods that you, on a regular day, you would be unable to get them, your supplements would provide them for you. Okay. And I also made mention of this astaxanthin. I was explaining that this astaxanthin is what is found in your fruits and your vegetables. Okay. Especially your fruits and vegetables that fight what we call oxidative stress, which is a major cause of things like cancer, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and that's high insulin. Okay, I also mentioned that we need to get that insulin down, right? As your medications are taking care of your glucose, we need to bring that insulin down. And this is one of those key ingredients that would help you bring down your insulin naturally. All right. And I also said that, remember, we read that this journal demonstrated that the supplementation of things like astaxanthin, okay, you simply derive it from things like your blackberry, your blueberry, okay? It can help to reduce insulin resistance, which is the major reason you are diabetic today, all right? So this astaxanthin, I mentioned that it's the secret, okay? It's like the secret sauce, you know, to this supplement in its entirety, okay? Especially where you cannot get such foods that you need in a Nigerian local market. All right. So I also explained that I put together a meal plan for you, together with your low carbohydrates, high protein, high fats that you can find easily in your supermarkets or in your local markets. Okay. Because I know that it's a very common objection, you know, that you wouldn't have access to those foods. Okay. Now, with these two things together, you would be able to boost your immune system without having to go through the stress of dieting all the time, okay? You can also say goodbye to the side effects of your medications, because the beautiful thing about it is that when you are giving your body everything that your body needs, your body is going to rejuvenate itself. It's going to be renewed, and it will start doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, and one of those things is to help you become better without having to rely on your medications. All right, so it's also going to help to reduce those side effects that your medications are giving to you. Okay, in other words, just boost your immune system. Okay, now I also said that you would be able to feel good about your health and your life. So many people feel like you are doomed to this disease and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Also, spend less on your hospital bills, not be falling sick over and over and over again. Save money. The economy is hard, right? Okay. You would also be able to get rid of this insulin resistance, okay? The whole point of this webinar is to really make you see that the problem is not just your blood sugar, checking your blood sugar, checking your blood sugar. What you cannot check is that insulin, and it is skyrocketed already. Okay, so this is going to help you control that insulin resistance, help you make new cells that are insulin sensitive. Okay, so that they can actually respond to the insulin, and your body wouldn't need to produce more and more and more and more insulin because you are not sensitive to insulin. All right. Now, it will also help you with the poor health that comes with being a diabetic patient. I also explained that things like symptoms of being a diabetic patient, like urinating all the time, it can be fixed with simple things like vitamin C. Okay? You know that eating a food that is in high carb, high starch is not actually a balanced diet. Okay, so even before you were diagnosed with diabetes, you're already lacking in certain vitamins and minerals, right? So that's when you are finally diagnosed, the symptoms that show is that you are urinating all the time. It can be fixed with simple vitamin C. Okay, you being thirsty, you being hungry all the time, using things like omega-3 can help reduce your sugar craving. All right. You know that because you are diabetic and you have insulin resistance, that sugar that is in your blood vessel can cause blood from flowing to your eyes, causing you to have blurry vision. This can be fixed with vitamin A, right? Having numb or your tingling fingers, your B vitamins are there. Vitamin B12, vitamin B6, those are the very common ones, okay? This feeling numb all the time, deficiencies, there are deficiencies of copper, calcium, and magnesium that ordinarily you should be getting from your diet. Okay, you also feeling tired all the time, increase your iron, your folate, and your B vitamins. So what I'm trying to say now is you being on a very good diet, a low carb, high protein, high fat diet, in conjunction with supplementing what you cannot get, those things are going to also help with the symptoms of your diabetes so that you can get your life back. okay? And stop feeling like you are doomed to this forever, or that you would never, ever, be whole again, okay? Now, the other thing is also help you get rid of the fear that comes with being a diabetic patient, of ever having to have foot ulcer, or being amputated, or suffering a stroke, or suffering a liver disease. When you start eating right, your body would prevent all those things from happening to you, okay? And a good thing is that it would also help to reduce side effects of your medications, okay? Because as the medications are trying to reduce your blood glucose, they are just focused on that, to slash your blood glucose no matter what, okay? Doing that has serious consequences. And if you're on medications, then you have to be prepared to face the consequences. You must pay the price for forcing your body to do what your body cannot do, okay? So you also rest from being afraid of, diabetes and its complications, all right? So with these two things, the problem of diabetes is solved for you. Oh, I don't know what to eat. I don't know how to eat. Now you have the meal plan to help you. Oh, I cannot get so and so foods that you're telling me to get because I'm in Nigeria. You have your supplements to take care of that for you as well, okay? So you have already saved time. I've saved you on time, thinking about what to eat, how to structure your diet, when should you break your fast, thinking of how to boost your immune system, trial and error. Here you can stick with the clinically approved way, which is just your food, okay? Nothing else but your food, all right? Now, I have this from a medical doctor, okay? Now let's hear what she has to say. I ordered 2 packs for my patients who had pre-diabetes, accompanied with bad eyesight, which is very common for diabetic patients, right? Now, while on the first pack, the blood sugar went down from 21 to 4. His blurry vision, which was also as a result of the high blood sugar, like we have discussed, got back to normal. So he was able to see clearly. I also placed him on a low-carb diet with intermittent fasting, which is exactly what I have prepared for you in that meal plan, okay? So the wellness plus a low-carb diet with fasting intermittently can really deal with diabetes, okay? So you really have a doctor here now. Her name is Dr. Dominic Okocha, okay? She says, thanks for this miracle supplement. I would appeal to you guys to make it 30 supply in 1 pack. Another of my patients took it for erectile dysfunction and he got his activity back on track. Okay, so this is the exact combination I'm giving you. Simply fixing your food and supplementing those things you cannot get from your food would go a very, very long way in helping you. All right, now let's hear just a few more testimonials because I'm checking the time.
We got to notice that since you started taking...
Can we hear, please? Can we hear him?
Wellness by Oriflame, wellness by Oriflame for men, that you have seen a lot of change.
Can you hear? Can you hear my audio? Please let me know in the chat.
On your body system. Can we know the issue that you are passing through before you started taking wellness by Oriflame for men?
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I didn't know about this Oriflame wellness pack for men. I didn't know it from other.
Okay. So how did you get to know about the products?
I was sick for some couple of months back. I was in the hospital for like 1 year and 6 months. I'm an amputee. I lost my right leg to diabetic issue. I'm coming from hospital. I don't know how my wife come across the wellness products. I'm glad that it helped me. My immune system. Contributing, giving me strength to operate. As one who is learning on how to use the process that I'm using now. That we shall mean. So because she wanted me to go into using the product, she had to register as
A member.
As one of the marketers or vendor. So we registered so that to help her
Get the products.
procure the product for me at any time I need it.
Okay.
So she brought my began using it. I really saw a great of improvement in my system. Plus, besides the complication, I had some other problems. Like I had a problem on my neck and this right arm. I had a spinal problem that affected my neck and my shoulders. I think it up the joint, the split bones on my shoulder, but I couldn't raise the right hand. I was not using it to do anything again. It was a difficult problem for me. It was very difficult for me to
Hold your palms.
hold my palms, to form a fist like this. I was not even writing again with my right hand. It was a serious problem for me to sign my signature again with the right hand. But since I began to use the
Wellness pack.
I got some level of relief, and I can now fold my arms. I can hold things and hold it firmly.
Chai.
And now can raise my hand. I also write and can sign my signature.
Wow! Oh!
My wife have done this. She did a video recording of my dancing step the other day.
Yes.
That she has used to help the Oriflame company in marketing their products. So when they look at it, see an amputated man, the man with a single limb, dancing.
Okay, you can now dance with your legs.
Dance with my leg, I walk, I move around. I don't even use walking stick again.
Chai.
I drive my vehicle myself. Nobody
Wow.
drives me again.
Yeah, it's true.
I drive my vehicle around. Nobody drives me again.
Okay.
I don't even have any driver attached to me again. So since I began to use the
Wellness pack for men.
the product. So what I'm telling people, in fact, is it not enough to let people know that the pack is the product?
Okay, now let's move on, because remember that diabetes is one of the risk factors for stroke, which is what so many people are afraid of, right? So let's hear how someone was able to recover his speech simply by getting in nutrients that are essential for recovery. Okay.
I have this client that has been down with a stroke. So now, to the point that he lost his speech. I've treated him. He has responded positively to treatment. He can walk, but he can't talk. So I decided to recommend the wellness for men to him, the man who is treating him, to allow us use this supplement. Graciously, the man agreed. So we ordered for the wellness product for men. My dear, even me, I was shocked. 2 weeks into the treatment, the man started talking. He's talking now as I speak. His speech is not clear as it used to be. Then he called my name. He was talking. He was excited that he's getting better. They've already told me that no, this one is finishing. They'll buy another one. This is just the first pack. It's not as if they've even completed it yet. So you see that wellness for men, and that wellness, there's something about it. It is very good. It is very, 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 very good. I love it. Me, I want to buy one for myself. It's not as if I'm sick, but I want to get better.
Okay, now I would just like to point out that this is not some form of miracle. Okay, I certainly believe that this is what your body requires to work, not because it's a full of miracle products that can cure 1001 of mankind's diseases. No. Okay. The simple concept behind it is you are getting everything that your body needs for optimal functioning. That's it. Okay. And when people who have been deficient for such a long time get everything their body needs, they see improvements in their health. It's as simple as that, not because it's some form of miracle. No. Okay. So this lady, remember that diabetes is also a risk factor for blurry vision and blindness as well, right? So let's hear what she has to say on how she was able to improve her vision.
I can now read my Bible just within 5 days of taking Oriflame Wellness. This is unimaginable. Wow, I'm so grateful to Jehovah for the gift of Oriflame Wellness. I advise everyone, please, if you are currently using glasses, I'm not saying you should throw your glasses away, but all I'm seeing now is like a miracle. With these products that I just started using, that I can now read my Bible just with.
Okay, now let's move on. Ayot says, I think this is a detoxifier because I felt it removed excess sugar from my body. I feel light and healthy. And Oreoluwa says, the product is simply the best. My customer who has diabetes got it, and she has been noticing changes. It's mind-blowing. Now, I know you may be thinking, how can I be sure that this is going to work for me as well, right? Now, like I have said, this is not some form of miracle. I do not sell miracles, okay? But I found this this quote from Dr. Sten Ekberg. He is a doctor in the US. He's a holistic doctor, okay? And what he really said got to me. He said, the deadliest disease is insulin resistance. This same insulin resistance we're talking about today, because it kills 3 times faster than even cancer. Sadly, many people are tied to their medications without realizing that this deadly disease comes from poor eating and lifestyle choices of over 20 years, okay? If man can simply learn to eat right and supplement the complete nutrients they are unable to get from food due to seasons and locations, they can transform their whole life and health. Eating right is the best medicine for all. There would be no need for daily medications for diseases such as HBP and diabetes if man simply learned to eat right for himself. And I think I have done justice to teaching you how you can utilize the power of simply eating right and use it to tackle things like diabetes. I think that I have done justice to that. Okay, so personally, I've already done my research to understand why people don't see results from things like supplements or things like meal plan. And it took me a lot of time, effort, and money to find a good company that will produce supplements naturally, okay? And partner with them so that you can have your products at your fingertips without having to worry so much, okay? So let's go over what you're going to get. The first thing is this astaxanthin, which is highly important, okay, from your bilberries, your strawberries, or your berries, okay? And this is valued at 40,000 naira. Now you have 2 pure omega-3 capsules that are sourced from fish, okay, at 5,000. Now you have 22 essential vitamins and minerals in their right amounts that would help you tackle with your symptoms of diabetes, as well as the side effects of medications, okay? And I've also taken my time in order to boost the efficacy of your supplement so that you are not just eating anyhow, okay? You also have a meal plan and a fasting guide that would help you boost the efficacy of the pack, all right? That is valued at 8,000. So totally, this is worth 83,000. Now, obviously, I'm not going to charge you 83,000, right? But if I did charge you 83,000 and all that it did was help you stabilize your blood sugar, boost your health, take away all the fears of stroke, heart failure, and also save you from the side effects of medications, do you think that it would be worth it? Okay, so please reserve my question. I see I see a question in the chat. Please reserve it, okay? But I would like to hear a response from you. If all this package did for you, that is worth 83,000. If what it did for you was simply help to stabilize your blood sugar, stabilize your insulin, boost your health, boost your immune system, take away all the fears of you ever having to suffer a stroke, etc. Okay, and also reverse that insulin resistance, provide you with all the multivitamins, all the antioxidants that you need that would help you recover from diabetes as well as side effects of medications. Do you think that is going to be worth it? I would love to hear your comments in the chat. I would love to read your comments. So let me take that again because I'm waiting for you in order to move on. If all this did for you was simply give you the results that you are looking for, if I should put it short, to simply give you results that you are looking for, do you think it's worth it? Okay. St. Thomas says yes. Okay. Now let's move on. I've had two choices to make, okay? To try and make this combination very cheap for you, because like I said, I'm not charging you 83,000. All right. So I have tried to make this as cheap for you as possible. Okay. Or I can demand a higher investment in your health, and I'll give you a more personalized guide to make sure that you actually succeed. Okay. So I don't know how much this is worth to you. Okay, because I'm not going to charge 83,000, but I don't know how much this is going to be worth to you, how much you are willing to invest in your health, because I definitely don't think that investing in your health is a cost, because you cannot do anything from the grave, unless if you want to become a ghost and roam around this earth. Right? Can any man walk from the grave? I don't think anybody can work from the grave. Anybody can chase money in the grave, or see their kids grow up and, you know, doing etc. All right, from the grave. So I don't think that any amount is sort of a cost to you. Okay. However, you have your supplements, okay, at 39,990, and you also have your meal plan at 8,000. Okay. So let me take that again. You have your supplements alone at 39,990 and your meal plan alone at 8,000. So if you want to get the one or you want to get the both of them, you can make your choice. Okay. I would not be making that decision for you. Okay. I believe that I have given you enough information for you to make an informed decision. All right. Okay. Now is the time for questions. Please, all the questions that you have been asking, now is the time to bring it in again. Okay, but I have some commonly asked questions. Is this a drug? The simple answer to that is no, it's not a drug. All right. Does it have any side effects? No. I really took my time in researching the brand. Okay. And what I found out is they are really, really nice at extracting their supplements from plants, which is very, very good. Okay. So no, it doesn't have any side effects. Okay. Can a pregnant or breastfeeding woman take this supplement? I would not recommend it. Okay. I would recommend that you are done with your pregnancy and you wean your baby before you can then get on supplements, especially for those women who have gestational diabetes. Okay. That is your diabetes as a result of you getting pregnant and, you know, you delivering postpartum. Okay. How long will it take, or how many packs do I need? Now, a pack would last you 21 days and you would need for as long as your body needs you to take. All right. Because I cannot put a time frame as to how much you need in order for you to see a complete reversal in your insulin resistance. Okay. The reason is so many of you have been dealing with this for a specific number of years. Some of you are just in pre-diabetes, so you would need shorter time. Some of you are already in advanced forms and you would need more time for your body to actually see the kind of results that you are looking for. All right. So one pack would last you 21 days and you would need as long as your body requires you to need. Okay. Now I check up with my clients a lot. All right. And my best advice to you is start with one. See how one works well for you. Okay. And then make that decision, because I know that finance is also one thing. Okay. So make that decision to know if you want to continue or not, etc. All right. How can I get it? I will tell you how you can get it in just a moment. But payment options, things like payment options. Okay, before I take payment options, I want to go and scroll because I know that there are questions. I want to answer your questions before I talk about payment options. All right. Someone says, thanks for this time. With this supplement, with this supplement, does it mean that I will stop taking my metformin? No. Now, here's the thing. If you ever stop your medications abruptly, just stop your medications, your diabetes can come back even worse because right now, your body has adapted to those medications too. Yes. Okay. So it's a gradual process. I would not advise anyone to just get rid of their medications just like that. Okay. I don't even have the power or the license to tell you to do that. The only person that can get you off your medications is the person that puts you on your medications, which is your doctor. All right. So you need to keep taking your medications. However, with your supplements, you need to give at least 8 hours gap. Okay. Give at least 8 hours gap. Your supplements and your diet modification would help you also with the reversal of those side effects from your medications. Okay. So when you start seeing that consistent lowering of blood glucose and you see improvements in your health, you can then go back to the hospital and tell them that they should reduce your medications. And over time, you will be done with your medications. But if it gets off them just like that, then you are doing more harm to yourself because right now, most of you are already used to your medication. Your body is already used to it. Okay. So I hope that we understand. Okay. Now with this supplement, so we will still continue with other supplements. For instance, I'm taking Centrum. Should I discontinue when I start with this? Okay. What I have noticed is if you are on this supplement, it's kind of like a package. All right. So you wouldn't require any additional supplements when you begin with this one. If not, you are getting an overdose. Okay. So with the way this pack was designed, you are getting everything that you can possibly take or need or require from a supplement all in one. Okay. So with this one, you don't need to be on additional ones. If not, you are getting an overdose, which is not good for you. Okay. Can it work for type 1 diabetes? No, because type 1 diabetes is a complete different thing. Type 1 diabetics are not even having enough insulin. It's an autoimmune disorder. Okay. So I would not recommend it for type 1 diabetes. Okay. Is it applicable to pregnant women? I would not recommend that a pregnant woman takes this supplement. Please be done with your pregnancy because it's not ordinary. Okay, they are pretty effective and I wouldn't want anything to harm you or put your baby at harm. Okay, so please be done, even breastfeeding too. All right, be done, wean your baby, even relax for a couple of weeks before you then start taking your supplements. Okay, so I hope that we understand. All right, now how long will delivery take and payment options etc? Now the only payment option that we have is payments before delivery. So you pay before you receive your products. And I know, yes, Nigeria is awful. So many people have scammed you online. You are afraid to send money to anybody you don't know. Completely valid. Okay. But at this time, I am not able to change this policy. Even before I myself as a partner get the products, I have to pay for it. So nobody ever holds a product in their hands that is from this company without making payments for it. It's not possible. Okay. So what can I do for you? I can give you a guarantee. I can simply give you my word and then you make the decision yourself. All right. So let's go now into my personal chats. We are going to go into my WhatsApp chats. Yeah. Because I want to show you some proof, okay, that if you do make payments for your product, you are going to get your products, okay, because that's the best that I can do. Unfortunately, I cannot change that policy. All right. Okay, so right now we are in my personal chats and I'm simply going to type the word delivered. Okay. All right. Now let's see if I can find my customers who have gotten from me in the past and received their product. Okay. So this is my charts. I hope that we can see my screen. I hope that we can see my screen. Okay. So this is Mrs. Vivian. So she sent payments, you can see, for her supplements. And I said payments received, ma'am. And then on Sunday, I asked her, has your package been delivered? And she said yes. Okay. Let's see someone else. Let's see Mrs. Angela. Okay. Okay. Okay, you can see money out that she sent 40,000 to me. That's 39,990, right? And she said, sent, please confirm. And I told her payments confirmed, ma. And I requested for her delivery details. And I told her the rider would call when he's close to you. Oh, she said, good morning, Rita. Trust you had a great night. Please, a kind reminder of my package today. Thanks. And then she said, received with thanks. God bless you. Okay. And this is Mrs. Lola. Okay, a very, very consistent customer of mine. So she made payments here. This is her payment receipts. So she made payments for her products, and I said payment received with thanks. And then here she said received with thanks. Okay. Do we need any more proof, or are we satisfied? Okay, so I don't want you to be afraid. Okay, I really don't want you to be afraid. Okay, if you do make payments for your product, you will get it, certainly. All right, so I hope that I've been able to clear up that misconception, because at this time, I cannot and I would not be able to give you a payment on delivery, as many of you would love to. Okay, so I would really love to, but I can't. Okay, all right, so let's move on. We are done. Let's move on. Free gift for staying to the end. Free gift for staying to the end. Okay, more questions. All right. But I thought you said with the meal plan is free. Did I say that? Did I say that? Where are you based? I am based in Lagos, Nigeria. Talking about dairy products, can diabetics take milk? Yes, you can. You can take your milk, okay? But I would recommend more things like sour cream and yogurts, okay? Things like Greek yogurt, high-fat yogurts, or even low-fat yogurts, okay? But milk, yes, you can, however, moderately, all right? Okay, free gift for staying till the end. Does high-fat diets increase cholesterol, for example, fried eggs? Yes, but not the kind of fats that you think about. Fats, I would say they are divided into two. You have your healthy fats and you have your unhealthy fats. Now, your egg itself is not high in bad cholesterol, okay? It's not high in bad cholesterol. But the thing is the oil that you're using to fry the egg, okay? So I would advise that you switch to things like coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil. Those are very, very good. They are heat stable. They are very health beneficial too, okay? Or you use oils that are lower in cholesterol and are derived from things like chicken, beef, mutton, okay? Now, another thing is also making sure that you don't reuse the same kind of oil over and over and over and over again. That's where it will become dangerous for you, okay? That's why it's not advisable to eat street food, because the same oil they used last week is the same oil they are still using to fry their puff-puff and donuts, okay? So I hope that you get the concept of oil, all right? Is mushroom and snails good for diabetic patients? Yes, it also has very, very good health benefits for you, all right? What kind of milk? What kind of milk, please? Is it low-fat, full cream, skim milk? I would recommend sour milk, sour cream, okay? Skimmed milk, not really. All right. Low fat and high fat kind of milks are good, or low fat, high fat kind of yogurts are good. All right. And you would have more of this also in your meal plan. So your meal plan is very, very specific on the kind of foods that you should eat, because so many people have questions like this. Okay. So free gifts for staying to the end. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming to my session and for staying to the very end. All right. Now, I am very, very particular about this. This is not some kind of fake urgency. Your supplements are $39,990. That is the price that the company set it as. Okay. However, I am giving you a 10% discount for the first 5 people. That's why I said that live people would get a free gift. So if you are getting it and you are a part of the first 5 people, kudos to you, because if you are anywhere in Nigeria, I will deliver to you for free, and you are getting it at a 10% discount. Okay, so instead of $39,990 or 40,000, you are getting it at $35,990. All right. Now your meal plan. What's 10,000? I'm slashing that down to you at a 50% discount, also for the first 5 people. All right. Now I have to say something about this meal plan. If you are getting it, it's going to be on pre-order, because I would make it available to everyone who purchases it by 12 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Okay. So if you are getting it, you're not getting it this night. Okay. It's going to be very ready for you tomorrow afternoon by 12 p.m. I still have to do some final touches because I want it to be perfect for you. Okay. So your meal plan is also discounted at 50% for the first 5 people. All right. So your wellness pack, $35,990 for the first 5 people. Your meal plan, $5,000 for the first 5 people. If you are buying the both of them, then it's $49.90. So anywhere you are in Nigeria, I would deliver to you for free. Okay. And if you are part of the first 5, you get it at $35,990 instead of $40,000. Okay. So this is a page that needs to be screenshot if you do need to make payments. Okay. Or if you do like to order, then you send your receipt to me, to my phone number, along with your delivery details. Okay. We deliver through DHL. Yes, surely you can get the meal plan alone, no problem. Okay, you can get the meal plan alone. You don't have to get it combined. All right. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming to my session. I hope that this was helpful to you. I would also like a favor from you. Please give me feedback on this class, how it was helpful to you, if you learned anything new. If you are on the group, I would really, really appreciate your feedback so that I can improve on my next one. Okay. So if you are not on my group, or you communicate with me via email, please do. Okay. I would love to get some feedback from you. All right. Any more questions? We are done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any more questions? You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Because if you're not here, then I won't have anyone to talk to. Right? So thank you. I really appreciate your presence as well. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Ma. Okay. So I would be logging off now because I don't think there are any more questions. Or are there? Okay. Can teenagers take the supplements? They can take as long as they are age 18 and above. Okay. 18 and above. Anyone lower than 18, no. Okay. Oh, thank you. I didn't answer your question. Okay, which question, Ma? Let me scroll up and see. Ma, please, can you send your question again, Mrs. Charity? I may have missed it. Please take down my phone number as well, okay? If just in case you need to call me, text me, etc. Okay. Please, can you send your question again, Mrs. Charity? Or is my Zoom frozen that I can't see any more questions? Or I hope not. Okay, I can see them now. Mrs. Kinde says, I asked you to if butter is good for diabetes. Well, you can consume your butter, but moderation is key. So saturated fats, like things that are found in butter, should be limited. Okay, it should be limited because you actually do need saturated fats. That's what is going to replace your carbohydrates that you are going to be reducing, right? But you shouldn't overdo it. Okay. Okay, how do I know the first 5 people for the free gift? Well, I know if someone pays, I would take note of it and I would inform everyone that the 5 slots are over. Yes. So I would send an email to let you know that the 5 slots are over. So it's until when it's done that it's done. Okay. I asked too if yogurt is sweetened or unsweetened. Unsweetened yogurt, ma'am. Unsweetened. Taking in the sweetened one would mean more fructose, okay, which you are trying to avoid. And fructose also is very dangerous for your liver because it's only your liver that can process fructose. No other organ in your body can process fructose, okay? Fructose is one of the combinations of sugar. So it's best that you get the unsweetened one, all right? Okay, any more questions? Okay. I don't see any more questions. Yes, Greek yogurt, ma'am. Common fruits. Well, the thing with fruits is fruits have sugar in them, okay? Fruits have sugar in them. So your fruits, you should watch how you take your fruits because they do have some level of fructose. Although it's not enough to do you harm, but as a diabetic patient, you are watching your sugar intake, right? So fruits should be limited, more vegetables than fruits. And if you are going to take fruits, take things like your berries. Those are the best that you can take, okay? Okay, I thought the book was for 3K offer on Facebook before we came to the WhatsApp group. Okay, no, that's a different book. That's not a meal plan. That's a different book. Can one make payments for the meal plan only? Yes, you can. And like I said, you will receive it 12 p.m. tomorrow prompts in your email. So please also send me your email address. You know, when you make payment, take down my number, please. Please take down my number. Okay, so that you can let me know. Call me. Hey, Rita, I've paid for it. Here's my email, etc. Okay. All right. Any more questions? All right. If there are no more questions, thank you all so much. So much. I appreciate your presence. Okay. All right. I'm kind of waiting for more questions, but if there are no more questions, thank you all so much for coming. Okay. Have a wonderful night's rest. I will talk to you again very, very soon. All right. Bye.